me, Jackie, and by popular request, I wanted to show you guys some eyeshadow do's and don'ts. This video is going to be for beginners or anyone who could just use a few pointers and tips on how to properly blend eyeshadow or how not to blend eyeshadow. So without further ado, let's begin. Start by using a primer, especially if you have oily lids. This is really going to help control that oil and to also keep the shadows from getting sucked up into the abyss and wearing off shortly after. Next, you're going to want to use something to grab the fallout from the eyeshadow. You can do your eyes first, or you can use shadow shields like I am, but I like to pat off a little bit of the stickiness first and then stick them on because that catches all of the eyeshadow that could have been all over your face later. Next, apply a flesh tone eyeshadow all over the eyelid. This really helps create a smooth, even lid so that the shadows don't skip or feather or come out blotchy while you're trying to blend. Now I'm going to start blending the shadows from lightest to darkest. This is so much easier to create a flawless airbrush look on the eyes by working your way from light to dark, and I'll explain why later. FYI, use fluffier brushes for larger areas of the eyes like the lid or like the outer edges of the crease for softer washes of color, and then tighter brushes for smaller, more tighter areas of the eyes like the crease where we're applying, like deeper, darker colors like dark browns and black. Anytime you want like an intense color, you want to use a tighter brush. We don't want black to be airbrushed all over our lid. We're just not doing that today. And you always want to use like flesh tone crease colors because they're basically like transition shades. You want everything in the crease to look like a gradient of like 2 or 3 shades blended together. Look how difficult it is starting with black and then trying to smoke it out. Total fail, girl, clean that up. Always make sure you stay below the brow bone. Don't blend too high like I did with that black. Another mistake you may be making is using a brow bone that's like way too light. Try to stay away from like overly shimmery highlights, especially if you have dark skin, and instead use something that's more of like a satin matte finish or maybe something a little bit more beige in color if you want the brow bone to pop. Now I'm going to be working with the lip colors. When you pat, it gives you way more control and you're literally like pressing the shadow in to make it more pigmented and building it up versus see here how I'm swiping it on and off. Okay, you're literally taking color on and off, and it won't last as long. Another big no-no are like icy metallic shades or like white all over the entire lower lash line. If you have a prominent eye shape, a lot of Asians also have a prominent eye shape. It's kind of like that puffy. Yeah, it just looks not well, okay? Like sick and even more puffy. Stay away from anything that's super icy metallic and instead stick to like flesh tones or like dark mattes. Shimmers are fine. You just want to stay away from something that's like overly silver or even like metallic gold in base. It also helps when you run your crease color, like any matte flesh tone color, over that bottom lash line to help soften any harshness and make it look more blended. The mascara trick is a big one. Sometimes it just ends up all over the place. So make sure when you apply your top lash, you're looking all the way down with a little handheld mirror. If you look straight ahead and you have crazy curly long lashes like I do, it's just gonna be tragic, girl. And then when you do the bottom lash, look all the way up. But of course, make sure you do like either or. Let each coat dry before you like move on to the top or bottom, so it's not all over the place. Now, after you've finished everything, whenever you want that sharp edge, you can either clean it up with a makeup wipe or your concealer if you haven't already applied concealer earlier. Whatever you do, do not use tape. It pulls the skin and the adhesive is so harsh for the delicate under eye area. And that's pretty much it. Here's what the eyeshadow looks like with no primer. We went straight in with that black eyeshadow. We didn't properly blend it. That frosty shadow underneath makes me look sick and puffy, not bright and, youthful. And there's fallout and mascara everywhere. And then here's the correct way. And now I've got some bonus extra tips. So you always want to hold the brush slightly closer to the ferrule. That's the little silver thing on the handle. For more intense color, but like not too close. If you hold it too close, that's what we call choking the brush. Let her breathe, girl. Let her breathe. And then hold the brush further away from the ferrule, aka that silver thing, for a softer wash of color, like your crease colors. Always be very gentle around the eyes because they're delicate. And most importantly, just keep practicing. No one is born an expert, not even me. And that's okay. What are your biggest mistakes with making eyeshadow? Or what tips would you give to someone else having trouble with eyeshadow? Please share them in the comments down below, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.